Hello. Today we're going to talk about welfare checks and why people who are on welfare checks should be drug tested. So, the USA spends millions and billions of dollars on federal aid and financial aid for families, for low-income families, and for people who need the support. Most of these people are usually generally nice. They just had a rough patch in their life where they can't get caught back up. So, but on the other hand, there are people who misuse this money. So my first main point that I'm going to talk about today is how much the U.S. spends. According to Adam Chudoro, the USA spends approximately $70 billion a year on mortgage deductions. A mortgage deduction is just a tax break or a check that they give out to people who can't afford their house payments. These people usually live in low-income neighborhoods or in small trailers. They usually can't afford, or they can afford, my bad, sorry. They can afford food and their bills, but they just can't afford their house payment. And the house payment is usually the most expensive bill that you can pay. According to Adam Michael, an author, the government collects about $20,000 a year from houses that do not need financial aid and for income taxes. That's a ridiculous amount of money that the U.S. is gaining from everyday citizens who work hard for their money. And I know that if, like, being a college student, I have to have a job, and I know most people who have a job get or see that money gets taken out of their paycheck for taxes every single time. With that being said, I would like to know where that money goes to. And so, with $20,000 getting taken from each house every year, we should definitely make sure that money gets put to good use. So the problem that we have faced in the United States is people misusing this money. They get ridiculous amounts to help them pay for food, house bills, anything really that they can physically can't pay for. But a lot of these people spend it on drugs and alcohol and things they cannot use. So my solution for this problem is to drug test everybody who gets a welfare check or tax deductions. Right now, there's not very many states that actually do drug testing, but according to Rochelle Finzel, there are 15 states that require drug tests if you receive a welfare check or a tax deduction. These states are mostly on the eastern side of the United States, where they can afford the drug test a little more and where there's a higher population usually. These drug tests aren't for every single drug out there. They're just simple urine tests that are meant to catch illegal street drugs. According to HireRight.com, each drug test is between $30 to $40 per urine drug test. That's a lot of money, but in the scheme of things, it will help save the U.S. billions of dollars. If you can get drug users off the street and get our tax money going into people's hands who actually deserve it and actually need it, that's when it'll be more appreciated. So I have a couple of pictures here. This first picture is just a picture of a general welfare check sent out by the U.S. government. And then I have another picture here that is just a basic urine test, and that's all it is. The actual plastic cup and lid isn't what isn't what is the most expensive thing about the drug test. The drug test has to be sent away to a laboratory or put into a laboratory where the drug test happens, and that's where the main spending happens. So the real question is it practical to drug test thousands of Americans who are on the welfare check? And in my opinion, yes. I think that if you drug test and help these people who aren't on drugs get the money they deserve and help them get more money to help their kids, help the neighborhood, it all would just equal out. But the drug tests won't help everything. There will still be drugs on the street. There'll still be people misusing the financial aid that they get. Another reason I think it would be practical is to help raise families. Kids, a lot of children grow up with parents who have to use welfare checks. And if your parents are using the drugs or using the money on drugs and alcohol and they're abusing those, then the kids grow up not knowing what to be an actual child is like and what it's like to have basic childhood things. So in conclusion, drug testing for millions or thousands of Americans would be pretty expensive, but I think it would help in the long run, save the U.S. millions, if not billions, plus help keep our streets cleaner and safer. Thank you.
Oh shit, we're supposed to applaud, huh?